Welcome to another episode of It's Been 2 Weeks. I believe it's been more than 2 weeks for us.
It's been 4. It's been a month.
Today is June 6th. Our recording schedules has kind of changed a little bit, but still this will release on a Wednesday.
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now, essentially.
Per usual. The release date stays the same. It's just our recording date is slightly different.
Yeah, the recording date has been changed. But John, it's been more than 2 weeks.
It's been a month. It feels like the other podcast.
Right? What have you been up to?
Honestly, work has been pretty consistently busy and shit like that.
I mean, in a sense, it's good, right?
It is good.
Yeah.
It is good because there's a lot of stuff not going on out there. But it's been all right. I mean, I survived the great oil disaster of
what
East
exactly
LA.
happened there? Because nothing
happened. It's just I remember one day I was coming home and the street was open.
Really?
No, and then they're still doing some work. I don't know if it was the work of the people who I guess apparently originally hit the line.
Yeah,
but there is some minor work. But the street hasn't been closed for all this week. Has been open.
Well, I mean, I passed through it in the bus that I took. So like that bus literally runs through Cesar Chavez.
Yes, absolutely no fanfare, no announcement about it was just one day.
That's what's
open.
the trip.
Yeah,
and it was surprising to hear about how many people didn't know about it.
I didn't fucking know about it until that day we recorded.
No, I mean they didn't know about that there was a line there.
Well, why would there be? And I guess it's just going to or coming from a station or some shit like that. I don't know, or
because like there's no refinery. There aren't any refineries around here, right?
No, but if you're pumping it from somewhere far, or you're pumping it to like a storage, I don't know where the.
It just does that would be weird. A fucking long ass line just to get it somewhere. Because it's crude oil
too. They said.
Yeah, that's to say it's crude oil.
So I don't know where it was going to or coming from or what. I don't know. They never said anything. Just like even when like I said when it happened. Right. It was just literally, we were talking about the Southgate thing, right?
Right.
And then I don't know if it was Benji or his mom that said it first about right here on Cesar Chavez
the
or whatever.
Southgate thing or the
other one. I always
the Garden Grove. Yeah,
the Garden Grove one. And so I'm like, oh, that's crazy. And then going home after I dropped you off, I'm like, this motherfucking street's closed. I'm like, this is probably what Benji was talking about. But there was like no notice or anything.
Yeah.
Of like, hey, here's the situation. This is going to be closed and blah, 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 blah. Because I don't even know if they evacuated people or not. Like
it seemed like just another day, like with just a hindrance of having that fucking like that street closed. Basically,
it honestly kind of felt like they treated it like just a typical minor inconvenience for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. Well, a minor inconvenience for me that happened today, which I wasn't aware, was fucking graduation for Loyola High School students. So and I don't know if you know where it's at. But,
roughly, yeah.
So, but I mean, like it's literally on Venice Street. It's closer to like Venice and Normandy. So, they closed out that portion from Normandy all the way to Vermont on Venice, and so I wasn't aware.
Why so much?
Because they use the street as parking for everyone. So, in case if you didn't know, Loyola High School is a private high school, very very rich. Clientele, I guess you could say.
Catholic, isn't it?
It's Catholic too, as well. Yes.
Real quick, aren't they associated with Marymount, the college, Loyola Marymount?
I honestly don't know.
Because I know that's like a pretty well-to-do like Catholic. I think it's a law school.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Because I mean, like, why would you? Because I mean, they have
because we have a job out there too.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But yeah, so like that was something that I kind of like I wasn't aware of, and on my way here, I'm like. I've been waiting for this bus for a long time, and then a fucking one of the what do you call it? One of the valet workers from the thing that was around there. He's like, "Hey, I don't think the bus is stopping here, dude."
Oh, that's fucked up.
And he's like, "I've been here all day, and I know you've been waiting here for a while, but like I haven't seen a bus pass on the street. I think you're gonna have to go further down." And I was like, "Fucking A!" There was no notice on the fucking stop.
Yeah,
there was no notice of another stop that they were, because usually when MTA doesn't fucking like or decides that they're not going to stop on a certain bus stop,
they post something.
They'll put something telling you, oh, you have to go this way, or you have to, or you could see a visible like sign that says the bus will stop here. No, nothing of that sort. And the other thing too, I use this app called what is it called actually?
I was just about to ask that. I'm like, is there no like Metro app you can use where they post announcements there?
Well, Metro's app is fucking garbage, and I think they ended up outsourcing it to a private company that's called that uses an app called Transit.
Oh,
And so then when I was looking at Transit, which is what I used to see the bus times, or at least the times when it's coming, it had no mention. It was like all business as usual. And then literally like 10 minutes later, after the guy tells me, oh, it's not stopping in these stops.
it was a guy updating it. He's
Right,
like, oh, fuck, I forgot to do my job.
I forgot to update it. But I was like, motherfuckers. So like I spent at least a half an hour just waiting,
That's fucked
there
up.
and nothing was happening. And I'm like, what the hell? Because there was traffic going through. The only thing that they stopped was like the intersecting streets that would cross like Venice, they were blocked off. But traffic from either side of the lane, like that was going across or going straight through was going through. Because there were some trucks that I was like, yeah, this truck doesn't look like it was a fucking Loyola high school parent or something like that. And so yeah, that shit ended up happening. And last week, or essentially this week, has been finals for me, and it's been fucking ugh.
How do you think you did?
I don't think I did great, dude.
On any of them, or
I think at least on two of them I did.
Which
But
one?
the fucking the business one,
Mhm.
and then the public speaking one.
Oh, I could obviously the public speaking one, but like the business one's kind of funny because it's like, man, maybe you're more of a capitalist pig than you thought.
Well, I mean, the business one, I'm only taking the business because it's a requirement for the major that I'm doing, right? But like, dude, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but the whole fucking the whole book on business is just glazing up capitalism like so hard, and then like it doesn't really, like, it kind of touches on the ethics of it, but it really hammers on the thing of like, yeah, your business needs to make money. And if you're publicly traded, you need to make money for your fucking shareholders.
I think what the problem is, honestly, I don't think the problem was ever necessarily capitalism by itself. I think it was the introduction of Reaganomics that fucked it up more than anything.
Yeah.
That whole trickle down bullshit.
Yeah, the trickle down bullshit. Because I mean, honestly, has never been the working case.
I've never seen anything trickle down for me.
I mean, trickle down economics is why we have fucking billionaires. That's all I'm saying. You know, those motherfuckers have money to the point where they can create companies that want to take a fucking rocket to a different planet or something like that.
Didn't they say what's his face was almost at $1 trillion? Musk?
I don't know if it was Musk or
It was Musk. It's
was
not.
Musk.
It's not.
Bezos had to fucking split his fucking his wealth with his ex-wife, right? That's the reason why he lost. Or wasn't it like there's something where he's
paying other shit, like she just became fucking overnight wealthy because of the alimony and all that shit.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, like, so for someone who with like Bezos, right? Bezos, he's paying his alimony, he's doing all this shit. Why is it that no one's able to make Musk pay his child support and shit? Isn't that like a thing where he just doesn't pay? Like, that's the thing I've always heard.
I don't know. I honestly haven't delved deep into that.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
But
I've heard that that's kind of like the joke meme about him. It's like
he's either he has a trust that's handling it, or I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
Because he has a few, right?
He has a plenty. He believes that his fucking seed needs to go all over the place.
Because the only one I've ever seen him with was the one that he had with Trump around him. Remember, there's that young one.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't like the one.
Because I mean, like, there's been fucking like, what is it? There's been Twitter posts where fucking women were posting on Twitter that
they don't get money from him. That's why I'm saying,
like stuff like that.
I'm going off of that, but again, it's word versus word,
no,
so I don't know. But that's what I'm like.
Yeah, and then the other thing too, like Grimes, I think she was having some fucking problems with Well,
Musk. I thought that was because he was like obsessed with her, but I do remember a little bit of that story. But she has a kid with him too, right?
She has a kid with him too, so it's like all this other stuff that's going on.
And I do believe she's one of the ones that said too. She's like, she's never had any fucking help from him. So I'm just trying to figure out, like,
what a fucking deadbeat, dude. All that money and
I know, dude.
Like, not even like you opted, you purposely decided to inseminate this woman to have a kid with them, and then you don't want to care for your child? What the fuck are you, dude?
It's like it has to be a fetish.
I think it is. It has to be. There's no way. Like, what? Well, I mean, like he believes that he's like so smart enough that he should be creating as many kids as possible to make a generation of fucking little Musks, basically.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm not taking anything away from him in terms of intelligence, because the dude is smarter than me. Smarter than
I
would say he's smarter than anyone in this room right now.
Than both of us combined.
But I don't even know what I don't know his IQ. It may be genius. I don't know. My thing is, I've known a lot of really smart people, way smarter than me, but they're stupid as fuck when it comes to just like a lot of basic shit.
Yeah.
And he seems like a fucking idiot.
I feel like, you know what? Honestly, I think it's both the smarts and the ego that he has, that he feels that like you get me to be the kind of person that he is.
I feel
and also
like
all that fucking ketamine.
I was gonna say I feel like it's the money that's sheltering, because it's like,
yeah, the money.
And this is the thing I hear when a lot of people defend him is like, he's a fucking genius. He has SpaceX and Tesla, and I'm like, he bought Tesla. Granted, he turned it around, but he didn't invent it.
Yeah.
I don't know his full story with SpaceX, but he's not the one building the rockets.
He's not.
He has engineers and scientists and legit fucking people doing that shit. He's just bankrolling it.
Also the Boring Company too, which like basically,
Well, yeah. Like,
I don't
okay,
even know
so
what the
he
fuck
has
he's doing.
these, look, it's one thing to be a genius and do this shit on your own. It's another thing to have a crazy imagination and be like, hey, can we do this? But also have the resources to be able to try it out.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's what people kind of confuse, because I'm like, look, if you're going to be a fan of his, be a fan of, but don't be because like, oh, because he's a genius. Because he's not.
Yeah,
he's really not.
It's not like
He's really not.
Yeah, like you're giving him a little too much credit for what he actually is. You get me? And that's absolutely right. But yeah, it's just fucking crazy. And on the topic of fucking billionaires and people who have more money than, who are worth more than we are.
I was gonna say real quick, what happened to your boy? Fucking what's his name? He was
Tom
winning.
Steyer?
Yeah, dude.
He wasn't winning, dog.
I was excited for the prospect of it, and look, this is how you know he was legit, because he ain't winning.
Yep.
That's how you know we're doomed. We're doomed,
dude. And look, I'm gonna say this out of frustration, and there's some emotions in it. I don't think Californians or even fucking like the Dems here in California are ready for like social programs or anything that has to do with benefiting the community.
You know what it is? I don't think it's that. I think people are. It's just one. He had the unfortunate. There's two things working against him. Three. He's in California. He has more money than God, and he's Republican, right?
Mm-mm.
No, he's a Democrat.
He's running as Democrat.
But what was he before? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know what party affiliation he was before, but he was running as Democrat.
Okay, so two things, but like those are two things that people don't really like. Or the billionaire thing, especially right now. That
the billionaire thing definitely worked against him.
Yeah,
definitely. But I mean, like,
especially in this state.
To me, I just think like we've literally had like 10 years of fucking, or like fucking, what's his name? Steve, what was his name? Phil something. I forgot his name. I think it's Phil Stevens, the British guy.
Oh, I forgot about that dude.
I forgot his name. And but like the whole point is like even how he said it and how the other one, what was his name? Chad Bianco or whatever the fuck his name is. We're saying you've had 16 years of Democrats and you haven't seen a change. That is objectively true. But we've had 16 years of establishment Democrats. We haven't had a 4-year run of a Democrat that is hailing for fucking social programs, for change that actually will, affect you, something that will benefit you as a regular fucking citizen, someone who doesn't have money, someone who doesn't have the power or even like just some sort of like leverage against, these big companies. And so the fact that all of the programs and majority, like I said, DSA LA did not flat out endorse him, but was like, this is the only suggestion we can offer. That is telling that,
But I think the problem there too is you got that pesky S word.
Yeah, that's the other problem too. Like, Dude, how long has it been since we had the fucking Red Scare? Like,
You know
how
what it
is
is?
it that Red Scare propaganda still affects us like this?
It's the lack of education.
It really is. It really is. It most definitely is. And also here in LA too, Karen Bass is highly unpopular, and yet that bitch got fucking majority vote. What was the dude's name? The Phil Spencer, or no? What's his name?
Pratt.
Steve
Spencer-
Pratt.
Spencer Pratt.
Spencer Pratt. Yeah, Spencer Pratt. That motherfucker actually got second place, and then Nithya Raman is like she's catching up to him right now. But honestly, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be fucking Spencer Pratt versus Karen Bass.
100% it's going to be.
And it's just, and then for governor's race, it's gonna be Javier Becerra versus Phil Stevens or whatever the fuck the British guy's name is. Because Tom Sawyer, he's not gonna catch up. I'm sorry, but he's not gonna catch up. And Becerra is just another establishment Democrat. Like, why do we keep voting against our own interests? You know, why do we keep propping up these fucking like now? And the thing is, it's establishment Democrats that ultimately end up becoming highly unpopular. Then they end up doing nothing. Then the power switches into the Republicans. The Republicans do end up doing things that ultimately are not beneficial to the working class. And then it's just a vicious cycle of going back and again. So like, we're just fucking ourselves. We're shooting ourselves in the foot many times again. Like, are we insane? You know?
100%.
You know?
I'd say, I don't know when shit went sideways for us.
Yeah.
But
I think Reagan, dude. Reagan really.
yeah, I didn't want to put it on that, but I think, you know what it is? I feel like society, American society as a whole, has like Stockholm syndrome for its employer.
Yeah.
I think literally that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like everyone's, even like at work, bro, like you got to take a day off, or fucking you call in sick, or you got to leave a little early for a doctor's appointment. It's like
you stab the fucking company in the heart.
And I'm like,
oh my
well,
God.
one, I can't get doctor's appointments on the fucking weekend. Like, what do you want me to
Yeah.
do? Two, it's like shit happens, emergencies come up. We start fucking early in the morning and it's freezing in the morning, and then fucking by like lunchtime, noon, it's blazing hot. Like, of course, people are gonna get sick doing shit like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes working out in the rain, but all at the same time, these are the same people. They'll fucking take a week-long vacation and was like, but they work hard. Fuck you, you're in an office. Like, how much harder do you work? Like, I'll say even it's an equal amount of, I don't know. It's just, I've said it before, and it really does feel like it's getting worse and worse. We're not even product. We're just fucking tools. That's all we are.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I can see that. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And then having me read 1984 recently because of class, like, holy shit. It just like,
well, read Animal Farm. It's even worse.
It's even worse. Good God.
It's quicker. It's an easier read, but it's 100% just like it goes through that shift in government where it's like everyone's equal. Then it turns into that, well, it's just rules for thee, not for me.
Yeah.
Kind of I loved it for that.
Well, I mean, that was like, okay, how much do you remember of 1984?
Very little.
Very little? Okay, never mind. Well, because like I had to do an essay on basically analyzing the language that the characters use and the feelings that the characters feel and all that stuff. And one of the major things that I was like that I kept going back to, because what was it? Winston has that memory of his mother, right? And then he kind of like I think one of the lines was basically saying that the tragedy of his mother was like a time of an ancient time where people could love what you call it, and some other words that he used. I completely forgot. And then I was like thinking, it's like, okay, so Winston basically, like, because he lived his life during that transitionary period from when the rebellion started or was happening all the way up to where
they're at now,
to where they're at now, where the party is at full power. He definitely saw a bunch of changes. And so then I'm like kind of thinking, like, how the fuck did he like scrape by to get assimilated into what the party is now? Because the party
way we did, same thing that happened to us,
was just transition, like just gradual transition to where we're like we we just kind of start accepting things.
Well, like, and it's, I think a lot of that kind of goes to, remember that question I asked about the last recording, how it affected us growing up in the time we did? Because again, we grew up, some of us, 8 tracks at the very least, VHSs, cassette tapes, vinyls, you know, like all that shit I had access to and I listened to.
Right.
But then as we got a little bit older, you know, you get cell phones and internet and all this other shit, cable TV, flat screen TV. It's just, we lived through the shit we lived through literally changed society. Not just in the US, but around the world. Like as everything advanced, the whole world changed.
Yeah.
So we adapted really well to it and we didn't learn, or there was nothing to question about it because it was our everyday. Like we were growing with it. And I think that thing with Winston, it was like, because all that stuff was happening at such a young age, it wasn't that culture shock or that shock to his lifestyle because it was happening during his formative years. Yeah. I think that's why like the generation before us have a hard time dealing with shit like technology now, and the generations after us have that same problem because it's shit that they're just thrown into. With us, we evolved with it.
Yeah.
And for some of it, we helped create it. We helped evolve it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's actually kind of, it makes me think about like the fact that during our time period, technology evolved so fast and so quickly there that essentially we, in the same veneer that fucking TikTok, where TikTok changed the way that we consume media, and how, because I mean, before TikTok, what do we have? YouTube videos. YouTube videos were like 10 minutes plus long, you know? And then
I remember they're just all meme videos. Like it wasn't.
Yeah.
YouTube now is vastly different than what it was when in 2004 or 5 when it came out.
Right. Yeah.
It is a completely different fucking environment.
Yeah.
Like everything has changed.
Yeah.
Like nothing has stood the same as when it first appeared.
And YouTube changed the way that we consume media. I mean, like now we see, it took us away from fucking TV. You get me? Like
YouTube is like, aside from like HBO, that's the only subscription I pay for now is YouTube. Well, and only because I watch it so much, I got tired of the fucking ads.
The ads. And I mean, like, there's also the little bonus of having fucking music with it too.
Yeah, you get all that extra shit. And it's like, and you have movies on there too. So it's like,
and I'm not trying to glaze it. I'm just saying like that's one of the things that like one of the reasons why I pay for that subscription.
From starting from a platform where it's just, you just upload your shit.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, exactly.
To now this.
To now what it is. And I mean, like, it's definitely, we saw that, we grew up with it. And then I was thinking about how like, so the evolution of TVs as a whole, right? I think we're kind of getting it to a point where like, what more can you fucking add to a TV to make it more, you know, you get me?
There's nothing, honestly.
Because let me just finish this thought. So we started off, like, our generation started off with like what was probably either what is it, the CRT televisions, or if your grandparents had one of those fucking old school black and white ones with the dial or something.
Yeah, we had those.
You know, stuff like that. Like
old tube TVs and shit.
TVs, and then fucking went from CRTs to like the ones that were basically fucking the huge fucking ones that had like a panel in the front where it was kind of like projecting the image into the panel and stuff like that. And then I remember like when we started coming out with when flat screens first came out, it was like the biggest thing ever.
It was but also too, the TVs themselves were fucking massive.
Yeah. But like, it was one of the biggest things that ever fucking happened. You get me? And then we start getting like fucking like, I feel like there's been a slowdown with TVs with what features they can add now, because I mean, you've reached the point where you have fucking.
Well, TV. Okay. You did forget, and this is because of Avatar, but we did have that period where 3D TVs were a thing.
That is true. That is true.
Aside from the whole smart TV thing, you can't do much with television other than improving visual
quality.
The only other thing, but I don't ever see this happening, is smell.
Yeah.
Because you have smell and taste, because you have everything else coming out of it, the sight, the sounds, and all that shit. You just, you know, that's 4 out of the 5 fucking senses and shit, or 2 out of the 5 senses.
Yeah, definitely. The other thing that I was thinking that maybe could potentially be, I guess taking over or taking the place of TVs would be like VR.
But again, but for the true immersion, you have to do the smells,
the
taste, the touches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There has to be shit to stimulate that shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like,
But yeah, like I think we like it reached, because I mean that's the thing. So like, despite the fact that there were so many technological advances, it was the advance was to make the device more efficient and smaller, or to make it something completely different. Because I mean, the evolution of cell phones from what they were before to what they are now,
Yeah.
holy shit! You have a little computer on your palm, you know, and that all started with fucking what you call it. I would say it would start fucking with BlackBerry, because BlackBerry had a something like that, right? They started off with that OS kind of thing.
Well, yeah, but BlackBerry, I think, found their niche in that they were more like the business cell phone. So that internet stuff was mainly more for like the DMs, the internet, or the emails and all that shit. So I think it became easier for them to like push off into that. But like, going back real quick to the TVs, I think cell phones really killed the furthering of TV technology. Because remember, for a quick minute, motherfuckers were putting TVs in their headrests and shit like that. Then all of a sudden you get smartphones, and even to another tablets. You don't need that shit anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't need the game console to hook up into your fucking TV, or the DVD player that they sold for cars and shit,
Right.
to keep your kids, quiet.
Yeah, because now they have their phones.
Their phones or their tablets. So it's like,
definitely.
I think that's another thing where it just,
I didn't think about that correlation, but yeah, definitely, I can see it now.
you can only go so far with TV. Like, I think now the focus on TV technology is just going to be picture quality. And because it's funny, if you look at TVs, they're one of the few things that, aside from some of the certain gimmicks, like even with like PC monitors that curve to them, aside from those TVs, what I paid for that TV in the living room when I got it versus what it probably would have cost when those size TVs were coming out, I only got it for like $500, and it's like a 70 some odd inch TV.
Yeah.
Where this TV, which is like 50 something or 6, I forgot what it is, when I got it was 7 something.
Yeah.
So TVs are getting cheaper.
Yeah, they are.
Which is like weird to me. But as long as the technology is not getting, it doesn't seem to be getting worse.
I don't think I think it's just more efficiency in the engineering or the designing of TVs, and becoming, and also because I mean, over time, the components of making a TV become cheaper.
Yeah.
So then the cost of making a TV ultimately ends up coming down with it, right?
Because I did forget about this too. This was another like innovation in TV technology, I guess. Didn't last long because it started fucking shit up. Plasma TVs. They were a thing for a while.
That is true.
But, you pause a game or you pause a movie, you're just burning out your fucking screen. So I those didn't last. I mean, I'm sure they're still around, but I don't know anyone that has one anymore.
Yeah.
Because of that problem, because you're fucking up your screen and shit like that. I don't know. I don't know what more you can do with.
It's like you said. The only thing you could try to do is essentially just like increase the quality of the visuals, and that's pretty much it.
Like another thing too. I guess it's not really. I guess it is a technology, but like radio.
Yeah, that's
like I'm surprised it's still. If it wasn't for cars and commutes,
yeah,
I don't think radio would be a thing.
But I mean, like, I'm even surprised though too, because like you can use your phone for music now.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and like even. Like, yes, radio stations have their apps.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many people are using that shit.
That's the thing. It's like, I mean, like, look, I'm going to admit that I don't listen to music anymore in the same way that I used to, because like, I don't play radio. I don't listen to music from the radio. So whatever new music is coming out right now, it's either because it came out in a fucking show or a fucking ad or something like that. But as far as like me discovering new music, new artists and stuff like that, it's very rare for me to fucking do that. Like, it would have to be something that just kind of like randomly popped up when like my playlist finishes after I've been hearing it, which hardly ever happens because those playlists are fucking long for me.
Yeah.
And a lot of the music that I end up listening to is basically the stuff that I listened to high school.
You grew up with,
I grew up with it. And it's like I kind of realized what my parents, were talking about. Like, music sounds like shit, but you know what? No, it doesn't. Like, there's a lot of music that's really, really fucking good, and it could sound new to me, it could sound different, but one way or another I can acknowledge that it's fucking good, you know. But the way that I consume music now in comparison to what I did before, like, that has vastly changed. And I feel like it's allowed me to kind of like sit in a bubble where I don't have to learn something new. I don't have to be exposed to new music or anything of that sort.
You kind of, it's kind of like almost encouraging you to like stagnate, almost
Yeah,
like just
yeah,
stay in your lane.
yeah, pretty
of deal.
much.
I will say this, because you use Spotify?
No.
No, okay. Spotify, I have a love-hate relationship with Spotify. It's easy and convenient, so I deal with it, but I'm not a huge fan of like the way they're set up and shit. But on my biggest playlist, there's a thing where you can randomize it, the shuffle, but there's also a thing where like it will add new songs to your playlist based on the shit. So that's how I get some new music. It's not always great.
Okay.
My only problem with that is if it adds a new song, I'm like, oh, I like this, and I ended up adding it or favorite. It'll be like, he likes this. Let's give him nothing but that for. I'm like, okay, you guys need to chill with that shit. Like that, but that's one of my big things. Like, the only radio I listen to now is satellite. One, because I'm paying for it. I forgot my login information, and I'm too lazy to look into it to cancel it.
No fucking way, dude.
I was going to, like, literally, I was going to, like, a year ago, and then the Metallica thing happened. I'm like, well, I don't mind paying, I guess. But to be fair, I honestly don't mind paying, because there is a lot of talk. There's comedy, so there's shit I cycle through.
Yeah.
Whether you believe me or not,
I don't believe it, because
in
every
my
time that I get it,
experience-
look, I'm gonna say for the listeners out there, every time that I get in his car, it's Metallica radio, and I don't know if you guys know, but this guy loves Metallica like a lot. So yeah, I don't know. He claims otherwise, but based on my fucking experience, I don't believe it.
Look, they are my band. I would kill everyone in this room for them, including myself. But I do listen to other things.
You fucking use my blood to coat with the Metallica
Yeah.
M.
But I do enjoy it, and I think it's because it's very categorized. Like I have some of the stations saved from like it's just 40s music. Stations from the 40s to the 2010s.
Right.
I have all those, and I legit listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you believe me or not, like
Right.
I will go from Master of Puppets to be like, okay, this is enough for Metallica, and then it's some fucking pro World War II by fucking war bonds type music and shit. All of a sudden, you know, I'm like ring 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 for the trolley kite and shit. And then like I don't know, it's fun. Like it's, but normal radio doesn't give you that shit. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing. Like it's dying, dude. A lot of the shit we grew up with is dying.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, like, honestly, I was expecting his death to come like a long time ago. Like I wasn't, because I mean, like I said, like you said it yourself as well. Like technology just advanced so quickly in our age that I was legitimately expecting for a lot of things like radio to become obsolete.
Well, I think it's because shit happens so quick. Certain things like radio that, yeah, now it's dying, still had that niche of we're kind of untouched, but eventually time caught up to them. And now, like, even with podcasts, bro, like no one listens really to talk radio. It's all podcasts and
It's all
shit
podcast now.
You know what I mean? Like it's basically everything's the same. It's just moving to different formats
Yeah,
and ways to
definitely.
consume it.
Yeah.
Which is really fucking dumb, because like now, like the more I think about it and look at it, I remember the big thing was rally against cable and satellite companies because they're fucking you. And now I'm like at my prime of having services and shit. I was paying more in subscriptions than I was for just my normal cable subscription.
Yeah.
And it was because everything was so fucking scattered and the rights are everywhere. And it's like, bro, I miss when TV was simple.
I miss the time when Netflix was the sole provider of like content like that. You get me? Where like Netflix was paying a fucking royalty to have the content
Yep.
on there, and then out of the nowhere, every fucking production company decided we're gonna have our own app because we want to have this this shit. And honestly, I despise it because it's essentially everyone is like, no, we want the slice of the pie. We want to make more money off of this,
Yep.
you know, and stuff like that. And I get it, as a business, you want to make sure that you retain as much money as you can. But as a consumer, in the same, I have a perfect example of what a good market looks like for me. It's Steam. It
Yeah.
has everything available for you. There is no fucking, you get me, like you don't have to download another app to play the game or anything of that sort. It and admittedly,
It's literally just a marketplace,
it's just a marketplace,
and it's perfect.
and it's perfect, exactly. And there came Epic Games where they tried to kind of like get into that sort of marketplace, right? And that's fine. But at least one of the things that's happened now, where the games, if you buy a multiplayer game, you're still able to play with other people that are Steam players or something like that.
Yep.
You get me? That crossplay functionality still works, and I love that because that's ultimately like if like in the same way that if you decide to buy a fucking phone from a different carrier, but it's the same phone, it'll still work. Not for
You can
actually,
still, yeah.
but like
Your Samsung can call someone with an iPhone.
yeah, exactly. So it's like in the same way that it's like that. That's how it should be. But unfortunately, with like fucking like streaming shit, it's like no, I'm sorry.
Well, it's not just streaming. Like Apple does that with their actual phones, where I can get pictures from someone with an iPhone and it looks fine. But if I send them pictures
Oh, it looks like shit.
because of the way they compress their, I'm
Yeah.
like, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
You as a company are choosing to do shit like that.
Right? Yeah, you're actively.
So
doing
it's like
that.
they're trying to make everyone fucking have the iPhone, which is annoying. But I'm what the fuck can you do to stop them and shit? Like,
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna fucking start a war about this. But Apple users are just not technologically savvy.
you know what's weird? I used to think the opposite because I was like, the first time I tried to use like Apple, like a Mac and all that shit, I'm like, I don't know how to like. What the fuck? Like, I barely know computers as it is.
Right.
Yeah, you're laughing, so fuck you. But when I the first time I tried to use like a Mac product, I'm like, I don't fucking know this. Like everything's moved to a spot where it shouldn't be, just for the sake of being different.
yeah,
And like I'm like, okay. And then once I start getting the hold of it or a hang of it, like it's like they're doing everything to shame you for not having an Apple product. Like even changing your text bubble to a different color. What the fuck is all that, bro? It's a phone.
it's pettiness, dog. It's
It
pettiness.
is.
That's
It's
what
like
it is.
fucking A.
It's pettiness. And then like the smugness of like how some of the iPhone users are. It's like, oh, we're getting a feature. Guess what? Android had it like fucking years ago, bitch. You
Yeah.
get me? So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you're overpaying for Apple products for
100%.
For nothing?
We're overpaying for every product now.
like I will grant Apple products that their ecosystem is very, very well like connected. I
Yeah.
mean, the fact that you can use a Mac with your phone, you could, I will grant that. That's a pretty neat feature.
They have their brand
Their
is
brand,
very solid.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like, that's not a reason to pay for that much money for one of their products, like a
No.
singular product. I'm sorry, but no. I like no. That's ridiculous.
You're honestly, you're paying to be part of the club.
Yeah, that's what you are. You're paying like essentially that's what it is that you're doing.
It's that FOMO shit.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of like the that is essentially the strategy that they go with. It's like they try to differentiate themselves as like the superior product, or like that they're doing things better, and then in the end they like you said, they vilify others who do not have their product, and then it creates fucking just technological
Discourse.
wars. It just discourse. Next thing you know, you're gonna have fucking Apple users versus, well, there already are Apple users.
Well, dude, remember, like I don't know if it's still a thing, but
It's the console wars, except for
well, even in like the 2000s, the 2010s, like there was a thing where like I remember fucking seeing online and it actually happened to me once where I was texting a chick, and because the fucking chat bubbles were different colors, it was almost like a red flag for them.
Yeah.
that I didn't have an iPhone.
Yeah.
And they were like, and it's like, no, it's not that I can't afford it. It's I don't want to have to fucking constantly get a new phone every year and a half, 2 years because my storage ran out because I was fucking locked into like however many gigs. And Samsung did this now too, where you can't add an SD card anymore.
yeah.
Which pisses
But no, a
me
lot
off.
of phones
but,
too. Like my
Yeah.
fucking Google Pixel does the same shit.
but it's like, I don't know, bro. Like it's starting to feel like we're getting to closer to one of my favorite movies of all time. And I say this legitimately. It's not like a Demolition Man. I don't know why. I fucking love that movie, but I feel like it's not just going to be like Taco Bell that won the fast food war. It's just going to be like Apple's going to win the cell phone wars and certain things. Like it's just going to be a thing like that where it's just a few fucking chain companies or a few established companies are going to be in charge of everything.
Basically, and just I don't know. Like I feel. Well, I mean, it is getting to that point, and we already have that. We've reached something similar because brand names are all part of all part of the same company. You get me? Like, what was it? You try to like if you try to boycott one brand of detergent, by using a something that is being posed to you as a competitor. Guess what? It's still under the same company.
Well, it's even like motherfuckers that are like for whatever reason like, oh, I'm gonna like not shop at Target or anything, but like, okay, who owns Target and what other stores do they own? You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, exactly.
My mom tried that for a little bit after the whole DEI thing. Oh, I'm not going to Trader Joe's and all this anymore. It lasted about 2 months.
Yeah.
Because that's what I told him, is like, whatever, do what you want. I don't care. And it's not because of lack of compassion. I'm like, life already is difficult. I'm not trying to make it harder by limiting what resources I have.
Yeah.
And she learned that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's not just one business. If you want to target that business, you got to target who owns them.
Who owns it? And then all the other
whatever else they own and all this other bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's not, that's what I'm saying. It's, maybe it's not even Stockholm. It's just sometimes there just are no other options for us.
I think it's more so that is just the fact that their tentacles just reach so fucking far that it's very difficult to just escape it, essentially. Because it's just, and then the thing is, it's like our government allowed it to happen too.
Yeah.
Where is the antitrust laws or the antitrust?
Well, they're part of it too. They can't piss anyone off because all of a sudden they're fun. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. But I'm actually one thing that I just thought about it right now. But I mean, I was thinking about it. Did you hear about that whole fucking like so I believe that Trump was suing the government for something. I forgot what it was.
Oh, where he no longer has to pay taxes? Is that the thing?
No, it was something. I don't think it was that, but he was suing the government for something. I don't know what it was exactly. I don't remember. But ultimately, they settled on the government basically doing this fucking slush fund for people who were affected by the January 6th shit. Where it was supposed
they're getting checks.
They're getting checks and all that stuff. I'm not gonna go on how fucking horrible that is, but judges have struck it down, and they're not, and the administration is no longer actually going to fight it or pursue it. It's just like, that's it. It's fucking dead. My thought is he did this for clout. He knew that it wasn't going to go through, but he still did it because he's like, I'm doing something for you kind of thing. You got me? But I mean, ultimately in the end, he's just using his fucking base like he always does. Also, the other thing too that I was like fucking hearing about, he's bored of the fucking talks with Iran over the war. He finds them boring.
I'm sure he found them boring to begin with. See, the thing with someone like him, he's obviously a narcissist.
Yeah.
So if shit doesn't go his way, of course he's gonna get bored.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's not. This
is the leader of the free world. You get me? Like, how the fuck did we get to this point? What? Never mind. I know. It's just fucking absurd, And the fucking what was it? I sent it to you. The fucking mass shooting in San Diego about of the fucking, what was it? Was it a mosque? I believe.
Yeah.
Like, bro, dude.
Well, what was it? I sent you the clip of that lady talking about if you're found just basically talking shit about Israel and shit like that.
Oh yeah, that shit was fucking stupid. I mean, I don't know who the fuck that was, but that's absurd. But I mean, it's already been happening. Let's just be real. It's already been happening. And I wouldn't be surprised if some fucking some Israeli fucking spy, institution has listened to our episodes and talked and heard our anti-Israel sentiment, or at least mine.
Well, look.
Hi.
I'm not saying this legitimately. I'm not saying this as an anti-Semite or a racist or anything like that. But if whatever Mossad agent is listening to this has a problem with what I'm saying, they can come to my house. We'll have some beers. I'll read them some passages from my copy of Mein Kampf, and then we'll discuss this rationally. Because yes, I do have a copy of it. I have no shame in saying it. It is a fucking garbage book. I was very obsessed with the Nazis in World War II because we talked about like there is no evil like that.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't I love villains? And when I say I love villains, I love them in the sense that, like, especially like in terms of World War II, the Nazis, like, it's literally a fucking country. Like, it's a country of evil. This is a country where evil, this is fantasy shit that happened in real life.
Right.
Why would I not be obsessed with that?
Yeah.
Why would I not fucking want a book written by the dude that started all this? And then when I got it, I'm like, this is garbage. I was like,
don't meet your heroes, dude.
I wasn't expecting to be swayed to be a Nazi, but I'm like, what rallied people? And I'm like, it wasn't this book.
It wasn't
this fucking book. But it's just one of those things where it's like, bro, like, you guys are becoming the literal thing.
The literal thing that
you escape from, and everyone's okay with it. It seemed, well, maybe not as much now, but for far too long, everyone was okay with it.
Yeah, honestly, like, again, like I as I've said before, my criticisms with Israel is the fact that they are just blatantly committing genocide against the Palestinians.
They're hypocrites.
Yeah, it's the hypocrisy, and like I said it before, and in the special treatment that we give a lot of Israelis, not Jewish people in particular or as a whole, talking about Israeli people or people who are fucking Zionists. It's like, we never graced black people with that sort of treatment. So,
well, look, here's the thing though, too. I know you say Israeli, and I'm not trying to start beef, but I think it goes beyond Israelis now, because the shit happening here, where I don't know where they're from. Maybe they are Israelis. I don't, but them coming in with fake deeds and shit like that, trying to get, like, come on, bro. Like, look, okay. If a black person did that, you'd be like, oh, of course, because they're black. And
you're getting a little racist there, buddy.
I'm about to get more.
I'd rather you not.
No. Look, here, it's not crazy, but like, okay, there's obviously established stereotypes for black people, right?
Right.
So if a black person did this, you wouldn't like. I don't know. I guess my point is, don't focus on the skin color. Focus on the acts.
Yeah.
Because, like, all right, they're white or whatever, and they're Jewish. It doesn't. I don't know, bro. Like, what?
But I mean, like, think about it. This is the way that I see it. These two, I can't call them races. Well, I mean, I can't call Jewish people. It's an ethno race, I guess you could say. But I mean, these two sects of people, you get me, have suffered oppression, have suffered events that have caused generational trauma. That is
no denying that.
No, there's no denying it. That's established. But there's a clear separation of treatment between the two, and the grace it is given to the Zionists in comparison to the grace that is not given to black people is very astounding. And that's a problem that's something that's just, as our country as a whole has not resolved. But like, if a black person points that out, you know, how is he getting treated this way and me treating it in that way? Like, I'm like, you're right. You get me?
I'm glad you said that, because I was debating whether to say this part, but I feel a little bit more comfortable saying it. So, in the way that black people always get this whole slavery was like over 200 years ago, get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
The Holocaust was about 100 years ago. Get the fuck over it. You dealt with it for less than 10 years. Black people dealt with that shit for a couple generations. You know what I mean? And even after slavery and all that shit, up until what, the 60s, 70s and all that shit, they're still, they're still dealing with it today.
They're still dealing with it today.
No one's trying to genocide the fuck out of you right now. You know what I mean? In terms of Israel. So, like, if it's okay to, not that it's okay to tell black people that, but if it's a common thing to be like, get the fuck over it. It was like 100 years. It's time for you to fucking move on. You know? Move the fuck on. You got your land. You got your fucking mules. You got more than the blacks did.
Yeah.
You're still getting more. Get over it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else to fucking tell you.
It's just, I don't know. I just feel like Zionism needs to be crushed in general. Like, the ideal of Zionism and what it's been doing, like, we need to recognize it for what it is, and the actions that it causes and the consequences of the support of this very Zionistic ideal. You get me? And
it's like damn religion, dog.
It's the religion. Honestly, it's always religion. This is why I don't like religion. I don't know. That's one of the things I forgot. I was going to say something else. I was going to talk about something else not related to this, but I completely forgot. And I'm trying to think about it, but it's not coming.
So not related to the racism.
Not related to the whole fucking Zionist racism shit. I was planning on moving the conversation to something else. Oh, never mind. It is sorely related. Do you know Ethan Klein, H3H3?
Yeah.
So he recently was, well, not recently. He's been fucking suing this one streamer by the name of Denims.
Okay.
He was suing her for copyright strike, basically. Or not. Well, I guess Denim was, I forgot. I don't know how it works. Whole point is he put a copyright strike against Denims in one of the videos that she was reacting to, in a sense, in stream. Like, I don't want to have to explain. I don't want to like fucking, I'm gonna try to summarize it as much as I can. So Hasan Piker and Ethan got together. They created a podcast called The Leftovers, which is very like kind of like what you call it, casual politics, leftist politics kind of like thing, where they basically talk to each other and they shit on the right and stuff like that kind of thing, right? October 7th happened, where a bunch of where Hamas ended up fucking killing a bunch of Jews in Israel, and that's when their breakup happens, right? Because Hasan is just basically about Palestinian rights, and Ethan being Jewish and I guess strongly what's the word?
Controlled?
Not controlled, but more so
indoctrinated?
Like, I mean, he could be. I mean, it's just like, but anywho, but I mean, like he has a strong affinity for Israel, I guess, whether it be because of his raising or his upbringing, or for whatever it is, he wasn't having it, right? Like he was not okay with it. So these two end up separating. They end up going their separate ways. But for some reason, in the same way that Hasan always gets fucking bad flack, Ethan was just obsessed over him and just trying to bring him down and all this other stuff, right? So there was a point where Ethan created a video that he called the Content Nuke. And I believe it was in response to, what was this guy's name? The guy who does Content Cop?
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
I think it was kind of like it's in a similar way to that. And so Hasan never reacted to it, but other leftist streamers started reacting to it, right? And they started giving their own commentary with it while they were watching on streams. So what Ethan ended up doing was just throwing out copyright strikes
against all
of them. And then he himself was like, yeah, that was my plan. That was like, that was the whole point of it. I was gonna copyright claim you guys and all this other stuff. Whole point is ends up going to court with Denims, and Ethan essentially lost the lawsuit because of a precedent that he set himself in one of the cases that he had, where he was protecting himself from someone doing exactly what he was doing to them.
So they used the precedent from his prior court case against him?
Yes. And they won.
Okay. You may have to cut this out.
Oh, God.
But this is beautiful because that is the Jewish Jew thing I've ever fucking heard. And I love it.
Jesus.
Like, how the fuck do you set legal precedent and then be like, I'm going to do this exact thing that I beat someone for trying to me do, and I'm going to do it to other people?
Yeah.
How the fuck do you do that?
And you know what? Hasan said this in one of his videos when he was reacting to that, to the result of the lawsuit. It's like, this is the most Israel thing you could do.
That's what I'm saying. He said it better. That's the Jewish Jew thing you can do. But it's, again,
it's the most
like, oh no, we were genocided. And I'm like, this isn't a genocide.
Yeah.
Like, this is different.
So like, it's like, he made it seem like the way that Hasan worded it made it seem like it's just basically just that sort of fucking brain rot for them, that they think that they can get away with it. They have. That's the thing, is they have been
God's chosen people.
They have been getting away with it, and so then they think, oh, it's just it's gonna pass. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get away with it. And so then right now it's gotten to that point where they're getting some resistance, and I hope that this resistance can amount to something, to whether it be eliminating this ideal of the Jewish people needing to control Palestine in the way that they've handled it right now, I'm not saying that Jewish people shouldn't exist in Palestine. I'm just saying it's like have it be a one
Share
exactly.
the motherfucker.
Share the motherfucker. Because I mean, like, Jesus Christ, dude, how are you going to be? How are you able to commit a genocide and just have everyone be like? Imagine if the Nazis did that, where they were like they kill a bunch of people. It's like, don't you understand? We're the chosen people. We need to do this. This is our land.
They did do that.
I know. But I mean, like,
you know what they didn't do though? And this is, I won't even go into this conspiracy. Never mind. I was gonna say because the conspiracy is fucking Epstein is a Mossad agent.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, not only are they doing these horrible things, but
I mean,
they're potentially encouraging pedophilia.
Yeah.
To have blackmail material
on other people. And listen, I mean, there was also the fucking what you call it, the conspiracy theory that Israel knew about fucking Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, and they used it as blackmail against him. And so then it's just one of those things where it's like, look, for starters, it's a fucking, it's shameful that our fucking politicians are doing shit like this, but at the same time, I'm sorry, but like, you're gonna be friends with someone who's trying to fucking blackmail you like that?
Well, I don't think it's about being friends with them. I think it's the threat of the blackmail. You know what I mean? But I get what you mean.
You get me? Like, also, like, this is really the allyship that you want to have. You get me? Like, that's just not right. And on many ways, it's just not all right. And it's a very dangerous way to establish or to have a political system like that. You know, it's like the memes were saying, like, if everyone from the Epstein files were to be fucking charged, the whole system would collapse. We'll fucking let it collapse.
I think the thing that bothers me the most about this kind of situation is, like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't remember or feel bad, about the Holocaust and all that shit, but it feels like, and I'm only going to use the US, it feels like the US carries more guilt and perceived blame for the Holocaust than they ever did for slavery. And I'm like, okay.
That's
true. I guess that's how this country works.
Well, and yeah, I mean, well put. It's fucking silly. It's stupid,
You're literally giving more rights and freedoms to people that aren't a part of this country.
One, they're not a part of this country. Two, you had nothing to do with what happened to them. You get me? And meanwhile, like you said, yeah, like, what about the
everything? Yeah, you had everything to do that happened to black people.
To black people.
And like it all
water under the bridge for them. It doesn't matter for whatever reason. It just doesn't matter. But yeah, I have no words for it, honestly.
I do. It's called America.
On the topic of America, actually, that kind of brought me back to something that I was going to talk about. You've said multiple times that we like probably needed less rights and stuff like that, just because, or less freedoms, I guess. That's what I think. And one of the things that I constantly think about, or that just thought that just came to me today, was the reason why one is the ignorance and the lack of information as far as like what socialism actually is and what the benefits that it brings to a society, right? But two, like, we've also been from the start told that you have to take care of yourself. Nobody else should take care of you. Would take care of you. You get me? You like pull yourself up by your bootstraps and stuff like that. There's never been a sense of community.
No, there hasn't.
But let me say this. And I think that one of the things that and I believe it to be a corrupting force as well for immigrants that come in here, because a lot of immigrants do come with that sense of community, because in their countries there is community. And once they get here, it starts becoming they become assimilated into the American way of thinking. And then they're like, nah, I don't have to help you. Like, I have to take care of myself. I got to take care of my bag, kind of thing. And obviously, like the mass hiring that happened with ICE is a testament to it too, because you had people there that have, I believe that they have said, I'm just doing it for the paycheck, But
But I think that's the problem. Is that's how the country, at some point, probably the end of the 60s, 70s. You know what? I'll even go as far as to say up until the 90s. After that, the way things kind of escalated in terms of like inflation and job market and housing and all that, none of it gives you the opportunity to like calm down enough to worry about anyone but yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge fucking problem, because it's like, if all you're worrying about is making it through the next day, why are you going to give a fuck about anything or anyone else? You know what I mean? And it's just, it's
in the same way that I can't give a fucking homeless person money because I don't have it myself for myself,
And I look, this is going to sound really fucked up, but it's also the same thing. Like, yeah, I don't necessarily have to get, but now it's happened a couple times where it's like, I don't even know that you're fucking homeless. You could just fucking be doing this just to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like there was one time in fucking, and this dude wasn't even homeless. He was in downtown. This is when I was living in the downtown. And I was walking to like a little deli, and he saw me. He's like, "Hey, dude, do you have like a dollar or something? I was down here for a funeral. I don't have enough for the bus back home." I'm like, or whatever. All I had on me was like a $5, so I gave him the $5 and I went on my way. Literally like 2 days later, I was walking to the deli again. My mom happened to be walking with me. The same dude, different fucking spiel. And my mom was giving him money, and I'm like, don't give him money. Like, I seen this dude like a couple days ago, but he was here for a funeral, and not like, I think this time was like a job interview or whatever. And she's like, oh, okay. And he just looked at me like, what the fuck's your problem? I'm like, could he have been telling the truth? Yeah. But on the same fucking corner, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, bro. I'm
not gonna argue about whether you should give people money or not. I mean, like,
I'm not saying I never had a problem giving them money the first time.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind helping someone that needs it.
Mm-hmm.
But when all of a sudden shit like that happens, I'm like, it starts making me think. And this, I'm not saying this is a personal fault, but I think a lot of people have this. You get burned once or twice, you're gonna stop caring.
Yeah.
Because you don't want, like, and I think that's the buildup of not just people burning each other, but our fucking government has burned us so much that we're just like, I'm just gonna focus on me and my people around me, and that's it.
Yeah, that definitely has become that sort of way. And yeah, I was just basically, that's the thought that came up to me, is just the fact that, like, we have to dismantle that sort of train of thought before we can actually even implement anything that has to do with social programs in this country. Because I don't see the general population of the United States wanting to care about their neighbor like that. You get me?
A huge thing about it too is, I just watched a video about it yesterday. Our education is just god awful too.
Yeah.
Like, it's really bad, and it's not getting any better.
I'm fucking stupid, dude. I'm in college struggling.
No, I'm not. It's not even that. I'm like, the shit I was watching was like, I don't know what the current gen is, like Z or whatever the fuck, but they were like, the teachers, a lot of them were like, I'm just quitting or whatever. But a lot of them were like, they just can't read and stuff like that. And then part of the clips that they showed was his dad. He had his nephew and his son, and he gave him paper. He told, I think it was the son to read the word elephant, and the nephew to read the word just Mr., like MR and then dot. So the nephew was like, dot. And the other one just could not pronounce elephant. And he was just like, are you fucking, and they were probably like 15, 16. And like,
they were 15 and 16?
Roughly, probably about that. They were at least high school age.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Like, so when you have shit like that, there is no future. Like, to me, it was like, you're on your phone all this time. Like, whenever I'm on my phone, I have to read shit. How are you getting through life not being able to read?
Well, I mean, like, you learn to recognize patterns, right? You might not know what it means, but you can recognize, like, you can figure out a fucking, like,
job applications have a lot of words in it.
Oh no,
but I'm saying shit like that.
Yeah, no,
contract. No, you want to buy a car. You want to you sign up for medical insurance.
You're absolutely right about that. But I mean, like, the reasons why you get that.
Me, like, why some people.
It's a failure, definitely, and the only people that are getting hurt are them. Because ultimately, they are not given the tools to survive in this world that we live in, right? Because, I mean, if you're 15, 16 and you can't fucking read a book, or you can't even read a random sentence that's given to you, that's a big problem. Like a lot of the stuff that we do here in life is text based. You know, you fucking read signs to figure out what the fuck you're supposed to do or where to go and stuff like that, instructions and all that stuff. So yeah, like we as a society can't get by just by telling people, like, if you're going to pass instructions by word of mouth, you have to make sure those people fucking survive.
Well,
Otherwise,
that's the other thing though too. It's not even just about like the reading. You have to know what these words fucking are and
yeah,
mean.
what they
Like,
mean, yeah,
even for me, like sometimes when I'm in class, people that are like 10, 15 years younger than me, granted, I am not a good reader when it comes to having to read out loud. And I know a lot of people, that's not a thing for them. But when I hear some of these dudes read, I'm like, this isn't, I'm struggling because I suck at reading out loud. This is, I'm struggling because I'm just not good at reading.
right.
And it's like, they're stopping at words, or I'm like, that's not a hard word.
You know what's crazy though? I did notice that when in my public speaking class, there were a bunch of people that I noticed that were struggling just to kind of get words out, even though they weren't reading like you get me. Like it's very like, it was very astonishing. But yeah, like that's fucking dangerous stuff right there. Like, and it's most likely one of the reasons why we're in the situation that we're in as far as like politics goes, because
Like I remember this is during the little bit after the pandemic, so like 2021, everyone was still kind of in lockdown, and this was the height of my Red Dead and shit playing, and so this was already after I had met the established group and shit. So we were talking, and I was looking at the mini map, and I was like, "Oh, let's go through here because it'll be safer." And then someone asked, one of the other people in the group was this girl from Australia or whatever, but someone asked, he's like, "How did you know this way would be safer?" I'm like, "You just look at the mini map." They're like, "What? How can you read?" I'm like, "Just the lines. The lines indicate topography and all that shit." And they're like, "Oh, okay." And then after the chick from Australia, she texted me, she's like, "I don't want to be weird, but that was like the hottest thing you've ever said." I'm like, "What did I say?" She's like, "Topography." I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, she's like, "Just the fact that you know what that word means and how to use it." She was like, "I don't know why. Maybe because I've been gaming too much, but it was such a turn on." And I'm like, "Is that all it takes?" You know what I mean? And but it just something like that where I was like, to me, I didn't think that was a special word. Like for me, I just, if you're looking at a certain type of map, like a topographical map, you know what I mean? Like, so, and that's what games have. It's like Red Dead, because it shows the cliffs and all that shit.
Yeah,
It's a top,
yeah.
like, I to me, it wasn't anything but the way and it made me really think, like, is it really that bad in terms of like people reading and people's vocabulary and stuff like that?
It really is when you think about it, because quite frankly, like my exposure to the words that I know has been because I don't read.
Yeah.
Obviously. So like my exposure to the words that I know, or at least that I've learned, has been kind of just like by hearing people using them and then me going to
the content. Yeah.
to get the
that's
context.
the other thing though too. Growing up, I read, but not enough to justify. But I did watch a lot of stuff, but a lot of it was like History, Discovery, Animal Planet. And I think, I'm not saying that you watched a lot of, because I watched, trust me, my very, very fair share of just garbage and shit.
Yeah.
But I think it's also like we probably had a more well-rounded group of interest, where it wasn't just like the cartoons or, you know what I mean? Like I remember growing up and watching like adult shit, you know what I mean? And like, I didn't always understand it, but it was enough to, you know, like grasp some shit, and some of it would just carry, where like now I don't think it's any of that. It's all just like, I hate using brain rot, but you know what I mean? It's all that kind of content.
Yeah. But I mean, also you have to think about, like, we watch The Simpsons, and although The Simpsons probably doesn't have like very fucking sophisticated language, it does have adult language that you probably would.
I would say up until the late 2000s.
Yeah.
The Simpsons has always been a very smart show. Like writing wise.
Yeah.
Like you had motherfuckers like Conan O'Brien on it who went to fucking Harvard.
Right.
So there was that one episode where there was an equation on the board that someone was working on, and it was off by like 2 fucking numbers or some shit like that. When they finally like looked into it, and it was one of the writers, he actually fucking did the equation, and he was like off. I don't remember if he was right or if it was barely off, but it was shit like that where it's like, and I know we reference it, but because it's, one, is very like quotable, but two, like a lot of this shit ended up being kind of useful in your life.
Mhm.
and you don't get that shit anymore. You know, you get shit
Yeah.
like 6, 7. You know what I mean? Or like, okay, you shorten charisma down to Riz. Like it feels like newer generations, their biggest contribution is just to changing language and how we understand it, versus like it almost feels like they're molding it to fit them as opposed to just learning what's already established.
I mean, we kind of like our generations kind of did that too. So
Not
like,
to the extent that it is now.
I don't know if I would say to that extent. I think well, you know what? I feel like the technological advances are at fault for that too as well. Given that like the internet wasn't a thing, you know, or as much as it was now, say fucking 20 years ago. You get me?
Yeah, but like even to like abbreviations like LOL, be right back, like I still use them, but up to a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
When I text someone younger, or when I've seen someone younger text, it's a shitload where I'm like, I have to try to break down each letter to figure out what they're abbreviating because I'm not used to that.
Yeah, those abbreviations
That's what I mean,
sometimes get a little
where
bit
like it's just even their
like,
written language is completely
for real
fucking,
being fucking, you know,
the number 4. Where like if that's what you're used to doing, you're not gonna remember how to write FORREAL.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. They're
Yeah.
just doing it to suit themselves as opposed to just trying to do it the normal.
Do you feel like it might be? Sorry to interrupt. But like, do you feel like it just might be like a way for them to just kind of create their own identity that differentiates it from, you know, from previous ones? Because I mean, I feel like every generation tries to do that in some way.
I think this is more than that. I think it's just a generation struggling, and this is the way they're coping. Because like every generation says that the generation after them, they don't understand.
Right.
But this is a literal, I don't understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not that I don't understand your thought process or anything. It's just like you send me a certain type of text. It's going to take me a minute to fucking
I mean,
cipher
like,
this shit.
It's like a lot of like emojis that have like fucking smiley faces now have different contexts now,
Yeah.
you know? So
And
it's like, I don't get it. And it changes so fast. I think that's also kind of like a fault of like how media is consumed as well. Because like, again, going back to the whole TikTok thing, we used to watch shit that was like at least 10 minutes long in
Yeah.
YouTube. And now it's been
It's all
reduced to
shorts.
15. And so then it just like needs to come out fast and needs to be consumed really quick. And I think that kind of translates also to the way that they communicate with each other. It needs to be quick.
And there's
It
no
needs
time
be-
to digest any of that shit. Like,
yeah. And so I think that's one of the major issues as far as like the newer generations, that they're just living too fast in that way. They're consuming
they're
too
living
much.
their life a quarter mile at a time.
Pretty much. But I think it's a good time right now to just kind of end it.
Call it.
Yeah, call it. Anything you want to plug in?
No,
Okay.
I'll just plug the podcast. IB2W pod at Twitter. No, at IB2W pod on Twitter.com.
You can follow me on Twitter at Pro Chubby Chaser and Blue Sky Chubby Chaser Pro. You can follow me on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Just look up Chubby Chaser Pro. I haven't really been streaming anything, but hopefully I'll be getting back to it soon now that finals are done. But yeah, just go ahead and send us a post or just add us, tweet us whenever you want to, for any questions, comments, or anything that you want to do. But yeah, that is it. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Maybe.
You guys have a good one.
Bye.
Intro outro song is Wah Game Loop by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0, http://creativecommons.org/licenses/by/4.0/